to the channel, and today we're going to be talking about chickens, namely the costings, etc., and the benefits of having the chickens. So we received a comment from Tracy who asked about chickens and what it costs to actually keep them. One of the benefits that we find is obviously the eggs. Also, the chickens that we've got, we get about, with the new ones, that when they start laying, we'll get about 300 eggs a year per chicken. So we can then sell those on when we get quite a few. Supermarkets nowadays, you're talking about 180 plus for 6. At the moment, we are selling ours at £1 for 6, and then £2 for a dozen. Costings are going up slightly after the new year due to the cost of the food going up slightly, but it's not going to be as much as the supermarkets sell at. So the other benefit is the flavour. So I'm just going to show you some of the eggs we have, the quality of our eggs compared to the supermarket ones and the colourings. Okay, so this is a supermarket egg. I bought a few before, or around Christmas time, just before Christmas actually. Very pale yellow. You tend to get the very pale yellow yolks, and the whites. And then if you have a look, might not see a lot of difference at the moment, but ours are more orangey. Obviously they are quite pale at the moment due to it being winter, but in the summer these go bright orange, which are really nice. Other benefits that you have is the eggs are fresher. So with the eggs that you see from the supermarkets, you're not sure how long how old they are from being laid, because they sit in the warehouses at supermarkets in the back. Also, they're chilled as well, so you're not actually 100% sure of how old they are. Our eggs usually are usually sold within, I'd say, about 2 days maximum of laying. So that is one of the benefits of having your own eggs with your chickens. And don't worry, those eggs won't go to waste, so I'll use them most probably in some scrambled eggs anyway. Because yesterday I made a batch of homemade muffins, so they'll be used today at breakfast. So I'll take you down to the allotment now, and then we'll just go through costings of actually keeping chickens. Hello everybody, so we're on the allotment now. Got the chickens behind us, very nosy things, very inquisitive. Got a few of the corners down there. So these are the older types, and then we've got the white leghorns, which give us the white eggs, and they love pecking. So I'm just going to turn you around to show you what sort of things you'd need on your allotment if you're having your allotment, or if you're having chickens in your garden, what sort of things you're going to require. So you're going to need a source of water. This one is fed from a water barrel. It's got the little float inside, so there's always a constant supply of water for them. Alternatively, you can get the actual water containers, which you'd have to fill up daily. Here's a treacle feeder, so when they press down, opens the lid and there's the food for them. We actually use layer pellets. Here you are. These have got all the vitamins and everything that they need in for feed. These usually go for around about £12 a bag, and we tend to buy 2 to 3 bags at a time. And then the quails, very similar sort of stuff, but it's a lot smaller for the quails. So that food is there. So as I say, we buy usually 2 to 3 bags at a time. Next sort of thing you're going to need is bedding. This is wood shavings, so it's not as dusty as sawdust. So it goes in their bedding, in the nesting boxes. We also have hay as well. So meadow hay, we'll get a couple of bales of that each time, just so that they can put it into the nesting boxes. But that's also for the quails, because they like to bury themselves in the nests, in the hay as well. As I say, they're the sort of feeders that you can have. That one comes with legs, so you can actually elevate it off the ground if you're just putting it straight into a run. And then here's your water feeder at the back, which you just fill up each time, and they'll just drink from that. So various options you can do. As I said, it depends on how many chickens you're having. If you're having 3, you can end up buying a coop. Wouldn't recommend having more than 3 chickens in one of the small coops. To be a bit more, give them a bit more room, I would always advise to make an extra run for them. You'd need to make sure that the run is fox proof, to ensure that foxes don't get them. This one here, as you can see, we've built on to the end of the shed, so the nesting box is in there, and then they've got quite a large run. This is all fox proof, so foxes can't dig in, mainly because they actually can't see the chickens at night, so they just won't dig, because it's something they can't see. So this is one of the nesting boxes that you can buy. They come in various sizes. This is one of the larger ones. This is one of our neighbours on the allotment. That'll hold about 6+ chickens, and as you can see, it's got a nesting box each side. They do come in various sizes, as I say, so you can get smaller ones and you can get bigger ones. Sam, has built an extra run on the end for the chickens to go out during the day. Okay guys, we're on Bonanza now. So here's the storage area for where we put the chicken feeders for the ones on Bonanza. So you can get feeders, little feeders, you can get big feeders. It all depends on how many chickens you're getting. You can also need a bin, obviously, to store the food in. So we've got a metal bin here, predominantly to stop the rats. Because no matter what your allotment you're going to get, you're going to have rats. It's impossible to stop them completely. So just pop in here, open the door, as you can see. These have got bedding in here, so they just lay all over the place. They've also got, for the night time, they've also got down here, they've got some water in a carrier as well, just so that they've got something to drink at night, because they're locked in nice and safely. So costing wise, as I said, the sacks of food are usually around about 11 to 12 pounds for a bag. It is a large 20 kilogram sack that you get them in. We go to a local equine store, which also sells food for poultry. You can get sweet corn, you can get mixes, you get quail mix, chicken feed, and I say this is really good because it has everything that you need for laying. We also tend to get some grit every so often, so that it helps with the eggshells, toughens the shells up so they're not too soft. We're also going to need to get some worming liquid, so we feed that in the water, that goes into the water, it keeps them healthy, stops them getting worms, etc. in that respect. So little things add up, but because we buy 3-4 bags of the seed, that will last us about 2 months. If you get 3 chickens, let's say 1 sack will last you maybe 3 months. If you've only got 1 chicken, obviously it will last longer. So it depends on how often they eat. It's like wood shaving. It's not too bad actually. It's quite good wood shaving, good quality. Not a lot of dust compared to sawdust. So it's actually easier for the chickens. They're not breathing in the dust in that respect. I'm going to show you a little video of the incubators as well, and what we tend to do is once the chickens have hatched, we made a tote box with brooder in, so it's a little warming plate actually on legs. Once they've had that, we then move them up to a bigger cage, which collapses down. It's a big cage here. So it's got a base on. Still got the brooders in, well, until they can get their main feathers. So once they've got the main feathers and they're big enough, we then move them down to the ones, as I say, these ones. I'll take you inside in a bit and show you them. So these ones are, I'm trying to think when these were hatched, about 6 months, I believe. No, not even that, actually, September these hatched. As you can see, we're now inside the run. So here are all the chickens. Garden keeping chickens on the allotment, what you'll have to do is check with your local council if you are allowed to have chickens on the allotments. Some councils allow it, some don't. Majority of councils that I know do allow it. There's another treater feeder. As you can see, there's stuff on the plate. Opens the lid and then they can go and eat. So over there we've got Lucky. So she's the matriarch of this lot. She's about 4 years old. She's in a Carner, and the others in here are all sex-linked. As I said, sex-link are the best layers. You get about 300 eggs a year per chicken. So there's a couple of cockerels in here. We're not sure yet which cockerels are. Unfortunately, we're not allowed to have cockerels on the allotments. So when we determine which ones are cockerels, unfortunately they do have to go. Depends how many are left out of the chickens. So we'll most probably end up getting some more eggs, and I'll tell you about incubation shortly. Okay, a couple of options you have for your chickens, or getting your chickens. One, there are shops where you can actually buy chickens which are already a fair size. Problem with that I found is you don't know the age of the chickens, and you don't know if they're disease free. So it's a gamble really. So you could end up buying a chicken and it's 3 or 4 years old, have it a few days and it dies. The option we like to do is we like to buy the eggs. We will incubate them ourselves, and then they have all everything that they need to grow up, and then we will then obviously put them in incubators, get them to a certain size, and then we'll bring them down to the allotments. So we've done that for the past 3 years. Always had a good batch of the eggs that we receive. There's some really good sellers on eBay. All you just to find out is what breed that you want, and then obviously go onto eBay and have a search of the costings. Prices vary, so normally you can buy either 6, or in some cases you can buy 12s or more. I think these ones we ended up buying, I think it was 14 or so, or more. Actually, it was actually more than that. It was actually 24 eggs, or 20 eggs, I apologise, 20 eggs. They were for about 25 pounds, and then out of that we ended up getting 19. Unfortunately, when they were moved down here, the rats ended up getting in, and 9 of them were killed. So it's always something you have to be prepared to lose, because if you're not rat proofed, you're going to have a load of chicken losses, and also fox proofed. So as you can see down here, there's a load of wire inside. Stops the foxes getting in here, stops them from digging, and on both sides this area is fox proof. So at night time these are all locked away anyway, so the foxes can't get in. But rats, different matter. We've got rat traps that are around. Most probably later this year we'll buy another load of eggs, because once the cockerels go, we'll have a reduced amount of chickens, so we'll get some more eggs, get them incubated, and then bring them down to these ones here. Well, that's it from the allotment. What I'll do is when I get home, I'll just go through some of the incubator things that you can buy if you're wanting to get your own eggs. Obviously, I'll show you the incubators that we've got and the brooders and the equipment that we use. And so you don't need licenses, but always check with your local council if you can keep chickens on the allotments. It's a wise thing to do that before going out spending the money and then you've been told you can't have them. We're lucky we can have chickens on here and rabbits, but nothing else, unfortunately. So I will see you in a bit. Bye, guys. Well, guys, I'm home just in time as it was starting to rain while on the allotments. So, as discussed earlier, I'm just going to talk about incubators and brooders. If you decide to get your chickens from eggs, as it were, from scratch and do everything yourself. So I'll just talk you through some of the equipment that we use in relation to incubating. Okay, this is our first incubator. This is our budget incubator that we bought. We bought this one for £50 on Amazon. However, you can get them for around about £30 on eBay. This one has the temperature set. You can automatically set the temperature, and it's got auto rotation on it. It also has an automatic watering system, so it keeps the humidity up via the bottle. The tube connects in at the back at the base, and it also comes with a polystyrene cover to keep in the temperature. If the ambient temperature outside drops, this polystyrene will help keep the whole incubator warm and at the right temperature. So in this incubator, I'll just take the lid off, you have the egg tray, so your eggs will place in. As it's got the automatic rotating, every 3 hours or so, the tray will automatically move round to simulate what the eggs do, or chickens do to the eggs in nature when they're laying or nesting. When the eggs go into lockdown, which means there's about three days before the eggs are due to hatch, you stop turning, remove the tray or the egg tray, and then place the eggs back on this tray, and then you just leave them. So what that'll do is that'll allow the chicks inside to rotate round before they start pipping and hatching. So all this is dismantled, comes apart for easy cleaning. And as I said, this one has proven to be quite good, even though it's a budget one. It's proved to be very effective. The only thing that doesn't have is the humidity. So I bought a little humidity sensor. Keep the humidity about 55%, and it works perfectly. No problems. The next one we've got is slightly more. These are the Brinsey ones, so these go for about 150 upwards. So different sizes. So this one's a Maxi Advanced. Again, you can set the automatic rotation on these. You set the days when you want it to stop the rotating, and it does a countdown for you, checks the humidity for you. With this one, you initially, exactly the same as the other one, place your eggs into the tray. So this one's got enough for 14 chicken eggs or larger eggs, and it's also got this segment for quail eggs. You can also buy other extension discs, so these all fit together. There's 4 of these extension discs, so you can have all the eggs one size, or you can get little quail eggs. It's totally up to you, but that will actually just fit in there, so you can swap the turning discs out. When you're on lockdown with this one, it doesn't have a griddled base. What these come with is get a bit of cardboard. So we make a cardboard disc, cut the hole in it, cardboard disc will sit in, and then we've just got some matting. It's a rubber matting, sits in there, and the eggs will sit on top for the last 3 days before they'll start to hatch.
What we do is we candle. So with this one actually, you actually fill the water first, half of it when you first initially start. Fill half of the segment here, and then you can keep topping it up externally with this little filler spout here. When you come to on lockdown, you fill the second half, so that keeps the humidity up, ready for the eggs for hatching. With this one, you can always check the water level externally. Don't need to lift the cover on this, so just check there, because the level in here will match the level in the centre well. So when that gets a bit low, usually about every 2 to 3 days, just check that, just top it up to ensure that the water humidity is up on that. After about 7 days, you'll also need to candle the eggs. So here we have a candler. So what this does is a very bright light, and what that allows you to do is candle the eggs. So I've got here a viewer. So a lot of the time when people are candling, you need to do it in a dark environment, so you can actually see into the egg. This way you can do it at any time. So this is like a little viewer. So the egg sits in there like that. You put the cover on, so this would all be enclosed in the dark, and then all you can do is it's got a little rotation disc, so you can actually rotate the egg round to check. So after the first 4 to 7 days, you should notice on a fertilized egg a little clump of cells and maybe some veins coming off the side of the clump of cells. That means that that egg has been fertilized, and that will be the start of the chicken growing. So in this one, it's got a little mirror, and then you put the cover on, and then you can actually have a look down. It zooms it in as well, and you can rotate the egg. Gives you a very good view and very nice. Especially it's really nice if you've got children, and then you can see them actually growing inside. Once the chickens have hatched, what we do is we transfer them from the incubators into a large container box, plastic container, and in that we have brooders. This is also another bit of kit that you might need to invest in if you want to. This is a brooder. It's basically adjustable. It's got adjustable legs, and underneath it's just a warming plate, and then as you can see on the image, the chicks will just go underneath it when they want to get warm, and then they'll just pop out. We have 2 of these because we had 19 chicks, so we had to get 2 brooders so they could all fit under. And as I say, it does adjust heights, so they can actually get quite large to keep warm. And then once they are large enough, we'll move them down to the allotment. The average cost of a brooder is around about £40. However, you may be able to get them cheaper elsewhere. So that's it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and please give us a thumbs up, and please leave us any comments. We'll be glad to respond to you, and we will see you for the next video. Take care. Have a good one. Bye bye.